The Londonpreneur Show with Michelle Carter.
Welcome to another episode of The Londonpreneur Show, where I interview a new entrepreneur every Monday and Friday. Today's guest is Orly Tennant from Kindermusik. Welcome, Orly.
Thank you.
So what gets you out of bed in the morning?
I like a good cup of coffee in the morning, have a little bit of quiet time. And then, of course, my son is 8 years old, so I'm getting him off and ready for school. And from there, starting my day usually includes a couple Kindermusik classes in the morning.
So what is Kindermusik?
So Kindermusik is a music and movement program for little kids. We have programs for babies, toddlers, preschoolers, and the young child up until about 6 years old. We sing, we dance, we play. We explore with instruments and props like egg shakers, balls, scarves, drums, parachutes, all that fun stuff. And with music, it's so much more than just the music itself. We're also building on their developmental skills, their abilities to give, to take, to share, vocabulary enhancement, cognitive and emotional thinking. As they get a little bit older with the Kindermusik for the young child, they actually start learning on small instruments like the glockenspiel and recorder and musical terms and notations. So it's really a very enriched, lovely program.
So it's for ages 1 until 6?
Newborn.
Okay.
Yeah, we start them off very, very young. You can start them off as young as you like. The youngest I've had is about 6 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yep. And, most people like to start their children off about 3 or 4 months because you can really start seeing their reactions to the activities that we're doing. But babies respond to music and are affected by music from the time that they're in the womb. It's a universal language, and it's just such an important. It should be an important part of every child's life. It's amazing.
Nice. And how long have you been doing this?
I've been personally doing it for 8 years.
Okay.
Kindermusik has been around since in London since 1988. And I took over in 2007.
What was that takeover process like?
The owner that had been running it before, she and her husband moved to the States, and she just asked me if I wanted to take over the reins. I was very excited to do it because I was looking for a change in career. My son had just been born, and I was working in a human resources environment and really wanted to do something that I could be his primary caregiver and do something else.
Did you have to purchase the business?
Yep, I purchased the business, and it was the best thing I could have done, because it really allowed me. I'd started taking my son to Kindermusik first before, and while I was watching, her name was Susan Rook, the previous owner, and while I was watching her and taking her classes, I just thought, oh my gosh, I can do this. I've been singing and playing my whole life, and I love children, and this just seems like a wonderful opportunity. So I actually spoke with her about opening up in the South because she was in the North, and she was very supportive of that. From there, I ran about 1 or 2 classes. My son had been born, and I was just starting off really small. And the following spring of 2008, she announced that she was moving and asked if I wanted to take over. And I was very happy to do it.
And are you still going to open a second location, or you just have one?
I actually still have the South location, but it's Southwest London. I teach at Glendale Crossing Retirement Home, and the senior residents get to come and watch. It's a lot of fun for them as well. And I do that every Saturday morning for babies and toddlers.
So they watch you teach the babies and toddlers?
Yeah,
wow.
They do. And they have so much fun. I have a couple of regulars that they come and they join the circle, and the kids, they actually, especially the toddlers, they'll go and they'll hand the instruments to the residents. They'll have they have such a good time. And in my northeast location, which is my primary location, that's located at the London Jewish Community Centre. That's where I have my studio, and that's where I run the majority of my classes. But I still keep one Southwest, that's Saturday Southwest. I have a lot of families that come from St. Thomas and from Byron and Lambeth, so I'm doing my best to try and accommodate everybody that as many people as I can reach.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What's your best marketing strategy to date?
Honestly, my phone calls and my emails.
Okay.
I do Facebook, I do Twitter, not as much as I should, I think, but I'm still struggling with that one. But Facebook is marketing, is good marketing. Vendor events as much as possible. But I find that true calling and email messaging, personal emails, go a long way.
So really nurturing that relationship with your customers.
Really do. They're like family to me. These are people families that you really connect with on a personal level. And I think having come into the program when I did, having just had a baby and, going through the process with my parents, I can relate to anything. I've almost anything. There are certain things that, that I didn't struggle with as a parent, but, I think we all have those. But the majority of things I can always relate to. And I've been there, I've done that, so there's no judging. There's no.
Have you made any mistakes yet?
Oh, I'm sure. Yes.
Anything that you would like to share with others and save them a few mistakes in the future?
I think the most important thing was when I first started off, the program that I felt, even though I understood how important it is for babies, I had a tough time conveying that to the parents. And I had this idea that I needed to try and prove to them why you need to have your baby in Kindermusik. And I actually got to a point where I just realized, what? Most parents do understand. I don't have to prove it to them. I sing and I dance and I love the children and I have an automatic connection with them, and the parents see that, and most parents do understand it. In my baby classes and even in my toddlers and young children, I always say the reason we're doing this is because it develops this, their fine motor, their gross motor, their sense of balance, space in the world. When we label things, I think I had to a little bit too much. I think I felt like I had to overcompensate to prove to them why they needed to be here, instead of just trusting that they were here because they knew why. Yeah. They were already educated. So that was something that I had learned, I struggled with a little bit when I first started about 8 years ago. I think my first year, and then first 2 years maybe was the struggle. And then I just, I'm like, what? They know why they're here. And I know why I'm here, and I know the benefit. So we're working together and I don't have to overcompensate in that respect.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Where can we find out more information about?
So my website is kindermusicwithorly.ca.
Okay.
You can also email me at kindermusicwithorly@gmail.com. I do have a couple of demo classes coming up. You can find that on my website, but the first one is June 2nd, and I'll be having babies at 10 o'clock and toddlers at 11, so they can give my number a call, 519-685-9202, to reserve a spot for that free demo. And for the older children, it'll be June 10th in the evening, so 4:15 and 5:45.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you like and subscribe, as well as share it with all your friends. A quick shout out to all of our sponsors: Pink Ink for style and makeup, Sonia Bento for my hairstyle, Susan Dinner for the jewelry, as well as artwork provided by Lorraine Thompson behind us. Thank you to our photography team, Aglet Photography and Gene Video Productions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.